Have you ever wondered why some men seem to have this almost magnetic effect on women during intimacy, like they know exactly where to touch, what to say, and how to make her melt with just a glance? Here's the truth: it's not about being born with some secret gift. It's about understanding her body. And more importantly, her mind. Welcome back to Daily Stoic Way, where we dive deep into mastering not just ourselves, but also the beautiful connections we build with others. Today's video, it's a game changer. We're uncovering 5 powerful places she secretly wants you to touch, but probably will never tell you. And trust me, number 3 will surprise you in the best way. You see, most men focus on the obvious spots. They rush, they assume, and they miss the true magic. But if you're someone who values real connection, lasting passion, and unforgettable intimacy, then this video is for you. Stick with me until the end, because not only will we explore the physical zones, we'll tap into her most powerful erogenous zone of all, the brain. Miss that, and you're missing everything. Ready to elevate your intimacy to a whole new level? Let's get into it. 1. Eye contact, the spark that starts everything. Let's begin with something so subtle, so underrated, and yet incredibly powerful: eye contact. Now, you might think, really? Just looking at her? But when done right, eye contact isn't just a glance, it's a gateway. A look can be more intimate than a kiss, more revealing than words, and more electrifying than any touch. Imagine this: the room is quiet, the lights are low, your bodies are close, and your eyes lock. In that moment, nothing else exists. No distractions, just presence. That's the kind of energy we're talking about. When you hold her gaze, not in a creepy stare, but with intention, calm confidence, and timing, it tells her, I see you, I feel you, I'm with you. It's one of the easiest, yet most overlooked ways to create instant emotional chemistry. It builds trust. And even scientifically speaking, prolonged eye contact boosts oxytocin, the hormone that creates intimacy, bonding, and yes, desire. And here's something most men never realize: the most intense moments happen in silence. When the words fade, and your eyes do the talking, that's when you plant memories she'll never forget. Try this next time, when things start getting more intimate. Lean in slightly, pause your words, and hold her gaze for just a second longer than usual. Let the tension build. Let your eyes speak the desire your mouth hasn't said yet. In those brief seconds, your eye contact becomes a promise, and she'll feel it in her core. But here's the deeper layer: eye contact doesn't just create desire, it creates safety. And when a woman feels emotionally safe, when she senses that you're fully present, her body begins to soften, her guard drops, her energy shifts from protection to reception. You can even use this when you're not being physical. Next time you're sitting across from her at dinner, try holding her gaze for just 2 seconds longer when she's talking. Nod gently, stay soft. Don't break the gaze until she looks away first. She might blush, she might smile, but inside, she'll be saying, this man sees me. And that, before a single touch, is where intimacy truly begins. 2. Hidden touch zones that drive her wild. Now, let's move beyond eye contact to where most men go wrong: touch. Too often, guys rush to the main event, overlooking the true gems, those less obvious spots that, when touched with purpose, can send waves of pleasure through her entire body. Let me ask you something: have you ever lightly traced your fingers along the small of her back, just below the waist, or gently grazed the nape of her neck, where the hairline begins? What about a slow, delicate touch on the inside of her wrist, where her pulse beats quietly beneath the skin? These aren't just places on her body, they're access points to her nervous system, areas rich with sensitive nerve endings that most men completely ignore. But when you engage them with intention and softness, they light up like fireworks. Think of it like playing an instrument, not banging on drums, but strumming a violin. Smooth, focused, emotional. Take her shoulders, for example. A slow massage with your thumbs while you breathe near her ear. Or the area behind her knees. Strange. Right? Yet when touched lightly, it creates a reaction that surprises even her. And let's not forget the earlobes. A gentle tug or a soft breath while your lips hover just inches away can send her entire body into alert anticipation and arousal. But here's the key, it's not about touching to arouse. It's about touching to explore. Like a traveler discovering sacred land. You move with curiosity, reverence, and wonder. Bonus move. Her hair, not just a quick petting motion, no. Slide your fingers through it slowly. Separate the strands. Let your fingertips glide across her scalp like you're reading Braille. This act alone can ground her, calm her, and open a pathway to emotional intimacy. Some women say this kind of touch makes them feel safe, seen, and beautiful. And when she feels that way, her body begins to say yes before a word leaves her lips. Let's go deeper. Imagine this, you're walking beside her. There's no tension, no plan, just a moment. And you gently place your hand on the small of her back, not to push her forward, but just to anchor her presence to yours. She may not even comment, but internally, she feels it. He's here with me. He's tuned in. These subtle gestures, they don't scream for attention, they whisper desire. And sometimes, it's those whispers that echo the longest. Don't just use your hands. Use your awareness, because when you focus on the places she didn't expect you to touch, but secretly craved, that's when you unlock a version of her even she didn't know was waiting. 3. The power of words and the ear's secret. So far, we've touched her through the eyes and through subtle zones on her skin. Now, we enter a different kind of intimacy, one that doesn't need hands. It begins with your voice. You see, most men think intimacy is about physical touch, but the truth is, what you say, and even more importantly, how you say it, can stir her body, awaken her imagination, and pull her deeper into connection than any move ever could. Let's talk about the ear, one of the most underestimated pleasure zones on a woman's body. It's not just a part of her. It's a portal, a soft whisper, a low murmur of something thoughtful, appreciative, or even slightly suggestive, has the power to flip her emotional switch. Her body may be in one place, but her mind, her emotions, her fantasies suddenly alive, and you've got her full attention. Have you ever leaned in close and simply said, "You have no idea how beautiful you look right now. I've missed the way your voice makes me feel. The way your skin reacts to my hand drives me wild." But not just said it, breathed it. Low, intentional, like you're inviting her into a private secret only meant for her ears. It's not about flattery. It's about authentic emotion carried on breath. When your tone is low, slow, and sincere, you bypass logic and tap directly into her nervous system. Her skin tingles, her heart races, her breath catches, all because of a few words delivered with presence. And when your voice meets timing, in a quiet room, a paused moment, her eyes gently closed, it creates a cinematic memory, one that replays again and again in her mind, long after the night has passed. Want to take it even further? Pair your whisper with a soft touch, a slow slide of your palm down her back, a hand gently brushing her neck, your lips hovering near her ear without quite landing. Now, you've engaged multiple senses, and when you engage more than one sense at a time, you create an experience her brain won't just remember, it'll crave. And don't be afraid to build anticipation with your words. Instead of rushing into action, tease her imagination. "You have no idea what I want to do to you. I love watching your body react before I even touch you." These aren't just lines. They're mental foreplay, because here's the truth. The part of her that responds first is rarely her body, it's her mind. So next time, before you even touch her, use your voice. Speak to her fantasies, to her safety, to her emotional world. And when done with sincerity and subtle power, she won't just hear you, she'll feel you, in her spine, in her chest, in the very way she breathes. 4. The language of hands, touching with intention. Let's talk about your most powerful tools in intimacy. Your hands, not for grabbing, not for rushing, but for communicating, because when used with presence, your hands speak a language that words never could. Imagine her body as a canvas, every curve, every line, waiting not to be conquered, but to be discovered. And your hands? They are the brush, but not to paint, to feel, to honor, to learn. Here's the catch: it's not about pressure, it's about precision. Not speed, but presence. Not just the touch, but what that touch says. A gentle stroke across her abdomen, a slow graze along her inner thigh, a soft circle drawn at the base of her neck with the tip of your finger. Each of these is a message, a story, a declaration of desire, spoken without a word. These aren't random movements. They're whispers of attention, signals of emotional safety. You're telling her, I'm not here to perform, I'm here to connect. Try this. Start by simply placing your palm on her collarbone, holding it still. Don't stroke, don't squeeze, just stay there, present, warm, gentle. Let your stillness say, there's nowhere else I'd rather be. It's in these quiet touches that women feel the most secure, and the most desired. Now, let's talk about variety. Explore different textures of touch. Use the back of your fingers to lightly brush her cheek. Use your thumb to trace a line along her spine. Alternate between your full hand and just your fingertips. You're not doing moves, you're listening, with your palms. Some nights, she may crave strength. Other times, she'll respond to something feather-light. Your job? Feel her energy. Let her body guide you. Even a small move, like wrapping your hand around her wrist with a slow inhale, can speak volumes when done with clarity and stillness. And if your touch is grounded, if your intention is pure, she'll surrender, not because she's told to, but because she feels safe to. Because a woman doesn't just want to be touched, she wants to be touched by someone who knows how to be present with her. So the next time you reach for her, don't rush. Let your fingers listen. Let your hands learn. Because when touch is given with care, not to take, but to connect, that's when her heart responds. That's when true intimacy begins. 5. The brain, her most powerful pleasure zone. You've touched her with your eyes. You've spoken to her with your hands. You've whispered words that lit sparks beneath her skin. But now, we arrive at the center of all desire, the place where real intimacy is born, the space that controls every reaction, every sensation, every fantasy. Her mind. Because the truth is, her brain is the most powerful sexual organ she has. You can master every move, learn every technique, but if you don't reach her mentally, if you don't awaken her imagination, her emotions, her curiosity, you're only scratching the surface. Why? Because female desire doesn't start with what you do to her body, it starts with what you stir in her mind. Let me ask you something. Have you ever had a conversation so deep, so connected, so intimate, that she leaned in just a little closer? Her voice softened, her shoulders relaxed, her guard came down, without a single touch. That's mental intimacy. And for many women, that's where the spark begins. It starts with your presence. Are you really listening? Are you responding to what she's actually feeling? Or just waiting for your turn to talk? It grows with your curiosity. Ask her about her day, but mean it. Ask her what turns her on emotionally, not just sexually. Ask her what she's never told anyone before. Because when a woman feels emotionally seen, she becomes physically open. And when she feels safe to express, without fear of being judged or controlled, she'll invite you into places, emotionally, mentally, and physically, she doesn't show to just anyone. Try this. Next time you're together, don't go straight into touch. Talk first. Laugh. Ask her a question that matters. You could even whisper, "Tell me something you've never said out loud." Then go silent. Let her mind begin to open. Let her curiosity turn into chemistry. That one question might unlock a door no hands ever could. Want to build anticipation that lasts hours before the night begins? Send her a voice note during the day. Not dirty, just aware. Something like, "I can't stop thinking about last night. and how your eyes looked just before you leaned in. Or, you don't even realize what your voice does to me. These aren't tactics. They're seeds of desire, planted not in her body, but in her thoughts. Because here's what no one tells you. When you awaken a woman's imagination, when you touch the places in her mind where her confidence, fear, excitement, and wonder all live, she begins to write the story with you. And that story becomes far more powerful than any physical touch. Want to take it one step further? Create a sensory environment that stimulates her brain. Dim the lights. Play soft, emotive music. Speak slower, lower, more deliberately. Light something that smells warm, earthy, sensual. These aren't just romantic gestures. They activate her limbic system, the part of the brain responsible for emotional memory, trust, arousal, and connection. You're not just seducing her body, you're inspiring her mind. And when you reach her brain, her entire body will follow. Because desire isn't just skin deep, it's soul deep. And a man who knows how to touch her there, he's the one she remembers. Closing message: let's reflect and take action. Now that you've discovered the 5 most powerful places she secretly wants you to touch, it's time to go beyond information and step into transformation. Touch her with your eyes, not just to look, but to see. Touch her in unspoken zones, with awareness, not assumption. Touch her with your words, soft, true, intentional. Touch her with your hands, not to take, but to connect. And most importantly, touch her mind, where everything begins. This isn't about seduction tricks or pick-up tactics. This is about depth, trust, and presence. Because the greatest pleasure you'll ever give her is the feeling of being truly understood. And that, my friend, is where Stoicism meets intimacy. Where power becomes tenderness. Where wisdom becomes connection. If this video sparked something inside you, let me know in the comments. Hit that like button if you found value. Subscribe to Stoicism Drive for more videos that elevate your relationships and your life. And share this with someone who's ready to grow deeper in love, not just in lust. Until next time, stay aware, stay intentional, stay powerful.